capital R, and then AYS, and the sunburst in the opening of the letter R. And then Navy numbers on the back of the jersey with a Navy nameplate as well. Navy caps, interlocking white TB logo on the front panel of the hat. The Royals are in their full powder blue jerseys tonight, tops and bottoms. Royals in white script across the chest with white numbers on the lower left side of the jersey and on the back. Carter Jensen steps to the plate to lead off tonight's game. He wears number 22. Griffin Jax is ready. First base side of the mound. The first pitch of the game. And Jensen lifts it softly right center field. It's down onto the turf. A base hit for Carter Jensen. He extends his hitting streak to 15 games on the very first pitch of the game. That first pitch is presented by Simply Fuel. Find Simply Fuel protein balls at Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, and Target, or at simplyfuel.com. So Jensen doesn't waste any time. He's gotten that out of the way. Runner on first with nobody out for Nick Lofton, who had a career game last night. Jax delivers, and Lofton takes a sweeper just high, ball one. Nick Lofton hit second in the lineup, in the starting lineup for the very first time in his career yesterday, and delivered his first career 4-hit game, which included a first-inning homer. Here's the pitch. Up and in, clips Lofton. Might have got him on the C-flap of his helmet. If not there, then on his shoulder. Either way, he's hit by the pitch. And so Lofton takes his base. Jensen's over to second. Puts runners on first and second with nobody out for red-hot Jack Caglione. Well, in fact, that pitch got Nick Lofton right on the quick trip patch on his left jersey sleeve. So here's Jack Caglione to a nice ovation in front of family and friends in Tampa, and boy, has he treated them to a show in his homecoming. Jax delivers. Caglione chops it up the first base line, just foul, and it's 0-1. Caglione was 3 for 5 with 2 home runs yesterday. He has 6 home runs in his last 5 games. He has 9 home runs in the month of June. He has 14 home runs this season. That matches the jersey number he wears, 14, in honor of David Price, who wore 14 for the Rays when Cags was growing up coming to games here. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a non-competitive changeup from 31-year-old righty Griffin Jax. Cags has been on a tear unlike many others in the month of June. He's making a strong case for American League Player of the Month. And he's making an all-star case. The pitch. Low and inside, 2 balls and a strike. Now this month in 20 games, Jack Caglione is hitting .373 with an OPS of 1226. That's the highest OPS in the American League this month. Here's the pitch. Line foul, third base side out of play, and it's 2-2. His 20 runs scored this month are the most in the American League. His 9 home runs, tied for the most. His 19 RBIs, third most in the American League in the month of June. He bats with runners on first and second. Nobody out top of the first. The 2-2. Clipped, and Nick Fortes is mid strike 3. Caglione only got a tiny piece of the Griffin Jax changeup. And so Caglione strikes out swinging. That's the first out of the game. That brings up Salvador Perez, who was 1 for 4 with a 2-run double yesterday. Salvi's had at least 1 hit in 6 of his last 7 games. Jax delivers. Salvi rolls it softly left side. Taylor Walls, the shortstop, grabs it, steps on second, jumps and throws to first in time for the out. An athletic inning-ending double play thanks to Taylor Walls, the Rays shortstop. So the Royals get the first 2 batters on with nobody out, but fail to score in the top of the first. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first at Tropicana Field. Royals nothing. Rays coming up. Noah Cameron to the mound. Left-hander Noah Cameron is on the mound for the bottom of the first inning. He makes his 15th start of the season, and this is his second career start against the Tampa Bay Rays. Looks a little bit different than the first time he faced him. That was last year in his major league debut, and it was across the bay, across the bridge at Steinbrenner Field, the Rays' temporary home. But now he's pitching at Tropicana Field for the first time. He faces Yandy Diaz in a scoreless game. And Noah Cameron's first pitch tonight. It's a fastball high, and that's ball one. Now, Noah Cameron's big league debut last year was memorable. He took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Over the outside edge, a cutter for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Diaz. It wasn't without its hold-your-breath moments. There was a near home run in the first inning of that game. Cameron did walk 5, some jitters. The pitch. Diaz flicks it foul out of play off to the right, and it's 1-2. But lo and behold, in the 7th inning, there he was on the mound, having not allowed a hit until Curtis Mead broke it up with a single. So it was 6 1/3 no-hit innings for Noah Cameron against the Rays last April. Here's the pitch. Diaz rolls it softly left side, in between the third base coach's box and the foul line, and it's now 1-2. The Royals won that game 3-0. And that set the stage for what was a terrific rookie season for Noah Cameron. A 2.99 ERA. He was 4th in Rookie of the Year voting last year. Here's the pitch. Change up low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now in his sophomore season, Noah Cameron enters tonight with a 4.20 ERA in 75 innings. He's struck out 70 and walked 19 this year. The 2-2 pitch to Yandy Diaz. And it's a curveball that didn't curve all that much, stayed up and away, and the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Diaz was 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and walked last night. That snapped his 6-game hitting streak. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball popped up foul, out of play off to the right into the blue seats. Still 3-2 on Yandy Diaz, a hulking right-handed hitter. He has been one of the best hitters in baseball since he arrived with the Rays in 2019. Now 34 years old, 6 feet tall, listed at 235 pounds. Most of that weight are his thighs. The pitch. Diaz pops it up, first base side, foul ground, and out of play again. Still 3-2. Now, Yandy Diaz has quadriceps that might as well be tree trunks. Heck, he's got biceps that might as well be tree trunks. And he has been one of the best hitters in baseball over now the last 7 seasons, even if he doesn't get the headlines. Another 3-2 pitch. Diaz pops it up foul, out of play off to the right. Still 3-2, and he's about to see a 10th pitch from Noah Cameron to begin this bottom of the first inning. And Diaz has fouled off 5 of the 9 pitches he's seen. Scoreless game, bottom of the first. Yandy Diaz leads off with Johnny DeLuca on deck and Junior Caminero to follow. 3 right-handed hitters. The pitch. Curveball chopped on the ground towards shortstop. Tyler Tolbert moves to his left, scoops it up, throws to first in time for the out. 1 away. And Noah Cameron may not have won the battles. Diaz forced Cameron to throw 10 pitches, but Cameron wins the at-bat war. 1 up, 1 down. And that brings up Johnny DeLuca with the bases empty. It is Tyler Tolbert back at shortstop tonight. Still no Bobby Witt Jr. in the Royals lineup. He's out of the lineup for a 5th straight game. First pitch to DeLuca, and he swings and misses, strike 1. Then it's Nick Lofton at third base with Michael Garcia on the injured list. Michael Massey plays second base, positioned up the middle in the shift. Jack Caglione's at first, off the line. The pitch. Misses high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Salvador Perez does the catching tonight. Then it's Isaac Collins in left, Cameron Meisner in center, John Rave in right. Cameron kicks and delivers. And DeLuca takes a cutter over the inner third, called strike, and it's 1-2. DeLuca was 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday. This is his 6th game, coming off the injured list from a hamstring injury. The pitch. Fastball lifted, right center field. Cameron Meisner streaks into the gap from center. He's underneath it and makes the grab above the royal blue brim of his retro cap. DeLuca's out, 2 away. Tricolored hats for the Royals tonight to go along with those full powder blue jerseys. Royal blue brim, powder blue back of the cap, white front panel with the retro KC Crown logo on that front panel. 2 up, 2 down for Cameron in the bottom of the first. He faces Junior Caminero now. Base is empty, 2 outs, and the pitch. Fastball fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Caminero was 3 for 5 last night with a booming home run that clanged off the C-Ring catwalk here at Tropicana Field. Also had 3 RBIs in yesterday's game. Here's the pitch. Caminero laces it down the left field line, foul. Bounces over the Royals bullpen mound in foul ground, but in play. And it's 0-2. Caminero gets a new bat. A 22-year-old from the Dominican Republic, and he's going to turn 23 now in just a little over a week. Birthday coming up on July 5th. Signed with the Guardians back in 2019, and then they traded him to the Rays for Tobias Myers back in 2021. That is not a trade that has aged well for Cleveland. Caminero made his big league debut in 2023. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Cameron climbs the ladder with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. He beats Junior Caminero and has a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the second at Tropicana Field. Royals and Rays scoreless. I allotted 5 times. Hope you did as well. Scoreless game, top of the second. Michael Massey leads off against right-hander Griffin Jacks. The infield plays him to pull. Jacks delivers. The first pitch fastball off the plate away, ball 1. Junior Caminero's the third baseman. He's off the line at third and on the edge of the infield turf. Taylor Wall's the shortstop up the middle. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Massey pops it up foul, third base side out of play, and it's 1-1. Ben Williamson is the second baseman. Jonathan Aranda hugs the line at first. Nick Fortes does the catching, and it's Chandler Simpson in left, Johnny DeLuca in center, Ryan Valade in right for the Rays tonight. The 1-1 pitch. Massey rips it to right field, down in front of Valade, a base hit. Second straight inning with a leadoff single for the Royals. Another hit for Michael Massey, entered tonight hitting .304 in the month of June. That single by Michael and every Royals single this season earns a donation from Sun Life and the Kansas City Royals Foundation for Team Smile and their mission to improve the oral health of Kansas City youth. Brings up Isaac Collins with a runner on first and nobody out. The pitch. Collins shows bunt, pulls back, takes a sinker low, ball 1. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Collins was 0 for 2 on Monday, did not play yesterday. He's 0 for 2 on Monday, snapped a 5-game hitting streak, but he still has a 6-game on-base streak thanks to a walk on Monday. Jax delivers, and there's a sweeper in for his strike, and it's 1-1. Well, the Royals have seen plenty of Griffin Jax over the course of his career. Drafted by the Twins in 2016 and debuted with the Twins in 2021. Spin and a throw to first. Massey dives back safely. Well, in fact, Griffin Jax made his first career start against the Royals in 2021, July 3rd of that year at Kauffman Stadium. He made 14 starts that season, but then come 2022 was in the bullpen. The pitch, low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. And he'd been in the bullpen exclusively until he got traded to the Rays at the deadline last year. The Twins flipped him to the Rays in exchange for Taj Bradley. And Jax made 2 starts for the Rays toward the tail end of last season. Here's the pitch. Misses high, 3-1 on Collins. And even though some of the idea for the Rays in acquiring Jax was to move him into the rotation, he still started this year pitching out of the bullpen. Though it didn't go all that great. He had an ERA of 8 out of the bullpen in 11 games. He delivers, and Collins lifts it softly, shallow left field. Simpson runs in. He has to play it on a couple of bounces. A flare single for Isaac Collins. Back-to-back hits for the Royals. And the same situation as the top of the first. Runners on first and second with nobody out. And the Royals could not score in the top of the first inning. Looking for a different result here in the second. Maybe John Rave can break our scoreless tie. Left-hand hitter against the righty Griffin Jax. And the Rays infield bring the corners in on the infield turf. Here's the pitch. Rave shows bunt, tries to bunt, missed, and apparently took low. He pulled the bat back apparently in time, so it's ball 1. John Rave is 3 for 10 so far this season. Jax delivers. Rave shows bunt and bunts foul behind the plate. 1-1. All 3 of his hits are extra base hits. He's got a double, he's got a triple, he's got a homer. So the only hit he doesn't have this year is a single. A base hit here could bring in the game's first run. Runners on first and second. Nobody out, top of the second inning. Scoreless game. Jax has a black glove set to the belt. He delivers. Rave pops it up foul. Back behind home plate and out of play into the seats. It's now 1-2. Jax has started to stretch out more and more. After starting the season in the bullpen, he moved to the rotation at the tail end of April. This is now his 11th start this year. He's gone 5 innings each of his last 3 starts and 5 times total this year. The pitch. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. John Rave goes down to the changeup. Second strikeout for Griffin Jax. And that's the first out in the top of the second inning. Brings up left-handed hitting Cameron Meisner, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI double in last night's 12-5 win. The Royals have won each of the first 2 games of this 4-game series at Tropicana Field. Now, Jax is still in a 70-ish pitch count range. He threw 69 pitches in his last start. He's thrown as many as 72 in any one outing this year. First pitch to Meisner, and he swings and misses at a changeup, strike 1. Now, since moving to the rotation, Griffin Jax has thrown that changeup a lot more frequently. The pitch usage has changed a little bit. He throws the changeup more than any other now that he's a starter. The 0-1 pitch. There's a curveball down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And when he was pitching out of the bullpen, the mix was more sweeper, four-seam fastball, sinker, than a changeup and a curve. But now in the rotation, changeup, sweeper, sinker, four-seam fastball. The pitch. There's the changeup, and Meisner swings and misses. It's 1-2. Scoreless game, top of the second inning. Runners on first and second with 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Meisner. Here's the pitch. Change up outside, and it's 2-2. So this is Griffin Jax's first full season with the Tampa Bay Rays. 31-year-old who was born in Phoenix, grew up in Colorado, and then went to the Air Force Academy. Played there collegiately. The 2-2. It's low, 3-2. After he was drafted by the Twins, Griffin Jax still had to complete his 2 years of active duty in the Air Force, which he was able to do in the midst of his time in the minors. He's now in the Air Force Reserve, has been as of 2019. He is a first lieutenant in the Air Force Reserves. Here's the payoff pitch. Meisner hits onto the ground to the right side. Williamson scoops it up, slings over to second for one. No relay throw from Taylor Walls. Isaac Collins is forced out at second. That puts runners on the corners with 2 outs, and it brings up Tyler Tolbert. We pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Royals Baseball Network. We're coming to you live from the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth with Steve Stewart and our producer-engineer Eric Guthrie. I'm Jake Eisenberg. Scoreless game, top of the second inning. First pitch to Tyler Tolbert. Sweeper down and away, ball 1. Runners on the corners with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. It's up to Tolbert to bring in the game's first run. Batting in the 9 spot tonight. Jax delivers. Tolbert takes down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Tolbert was 2 for 3 yesterday. Scored a couple of runs. It was his second career multi-hit game and his first this year. He's seeing more playing time in the absence of both Michael Garcia on the injured list and Bobby Witt Jr., who's active but hasn't played since Thursday. The 2-0 pitch. Tolbert swings and misses at his sinker, and it's 2-1. Now, tonight is the 5th consecutive game that Bobby Witt Jr. is not in the starting lineup. Actually ties his longest streak of games missed in his career. You can believe that. Spin and a throw to first. Meisner dives back safely. And the last and only other time that Bobby Witt Jr. missed 5 straight games was July of 2022. He was dealing with a hamstring injury back then. That was his rookie year. Here's the pitch. Meisner runs. Fastball down and in. Fortes can't get it out of his glove. It rolls away from him. Meisner's safe at second. Tolbert checked his swing and did so successfully on appeal. And so now it's 3-1 on Tyler Tolbert. Cameron Meisner's at second base after the steal. So there are 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch. Sweeper high, ball 4. Tolbert draws a walk. The bases are loaded with 2 outs for the top of the Royals lineup and Carter Jensen. And that brings Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, out of their first base dugout for a chat with Griffin Jax. He does not walk very many. That was just his 19th walk of the season in a little over 50 innings. So Snyder's out there to talk to him. A former Royal, Kyle Snyder made his big league debut with the Royals in 2003. He was with the Royals for parts of 3 seasons, 2003, then 2005 and 2006. Part of his would have been a very long tenured Rays coaching staff. Kevin Cash is in his 12th season as the Rays manager. He's the longest tenured manager in baseball. His first year here was 2015. Snyder's back in the dugout. Carter Jensen at the plate. Bases loaded. 2 outs, top of the second. The pitch. Change up low, and that's ball 1. Griffin Jax throws a hard changeup. That last one came in at 91 miles an hour. Here's the pitch. Curveball just outside. Did not miss by much, and it's 2-0. Jensen singled on the first pitch of the game, extended his hitting streak to 15 games. Batting average up over 350 during his streak. The pitch. Jensen chops it to the right side. Williamson charges, backhands, plants and throws to first in time for the out. The inning is over. So for the second straight inning, the Royals get the first two batters on, but fail to score. And here in the top of the second, the Royals ultimately strand the bases loaded. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Royals and Rays still scoreless. Celebrate the 4th of July with a red, white, and Bobby bobblehead. Come to the K on Saturday, July 4th at 7:10 when the Royals host the Phillies and be one of the first 25,000 fans to take home a special USA Bobby bobblehead. Get tickets at royals.com/promotions. Scoreless game at Tropicana Field. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and Noah Cameron faces Ryan Vilade. Cameron was 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. He delivers. First pitch fastball just inside. That's ball 1. Now, Noah Cameron's been at his best first time through the order. Opponents are hitting just 148 against him first time through. The pitch. Vilade takes inside. 2 balls, no strikes. It's been the second time, third time, and sometimes fourth time through where he's been bitten a little bit. 322 opponents average in those 3 trips. The pitch. Vilade pops it up right side of the infield. Noah Cameron stares into the roof. Jack Caglione comes down from first. He makes to the catch right next to Salvador Perez, who is also up the line in foul ground. Vilade is out, and there's one away. Well, the Royals had some trouble with those pop-ups yesterday, staring into the Raptors here at Tropicana Field, and they said after the game that it's not so much the roof, the new roof here that's a little bit thinner, albeit stronger, and a little bit more translucent. It's actually the rafters that caused some of the issues. First pitch to Jonathan Aranda. Fastball laced toward left center field. Collins angles into the gap, dives. It's off the edge of his mitt, rolls into the gap. Meisner picks it up in left center field. Aranda moves into second. He's got a double. Isaac Collins barely missed a full extension diving grab. The Rays have their first hit of the game. It's a 1-out double in the bottom of the second inning. And so history does not repeat itself. The Rays get their first hit against Noah Cameron far sooner in tonight's game than they did in April of last year. It's now a 7-game hitting streak for Jonathan Aranda. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Ben Williamson. The pitch. Slider outside, and that's ball 1. I was talking to Noah the other day about the prospect of pitching at Tropicana Field for the first time. He was excited. He's excited about every kind of new big league experience. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed, and it's 1-1. And he was reminiscing a little bit about his big league debut last year. Even though the Royals played at a different ballpark, they stayed at the same hotel, and so there was some familiarity there. The pitch, up and in, 2 balls and a strike. Now, Noah was only with the team for a couple of days. He had flown in. He was making, at the time, a spot start for Cole Reagans, and then he was on his way back to Omaha the next day. Now the 2-1 pitch. That's low. 3 balls and a strike on Ben Williamson. But he said he remembered the morning of his major league debut, going to the beach with his family. His family was in town, of course, to watch his debut. Said they went and hung out at the beach for a little bit. He didn't get too much sun, didn't want to tire himself out. He delivers, and Williamson takes low, ball 4. So Williamson drops the bat. He's got a walk. Runners on first and second with 1 out for Taylor Walls. Switch hitter batting right-handed. So I said to him, you went to the beach the morning of your major league debut? How in the world did you have the mental capacity to just sit at the beach on the precipice of your debut? He delivers, and Walls takes a changeup knee-high for his strike, and it's 0-1. But of course Noah Cameron went to the beach the morning of his major league debut. He is as unflappable as they come. The pitch. Curveball, knee-high called strike, and it's 0-2. He's the kind of starting pitcher that doesn't mind chatting it up with you the day of his start. Most others are as laser-focused as it gets. Not to say that he's not focused. He's just kind of free-flowing, easy-going. Here's the pitch. That's high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He did say specifically that if he dwells on that start or any start too much, that's when it gets a little bit jittery, when the nerves get to him. Here's the pitch. Punch foul out of play off to the right, and it's 1-2. So going to the beach that day actually calmed him down, helped him take his mind off of the impending realization of a lifelong dream. And it worked. 6 1/3 shutout innings, only 1 hit allowed. Here's the pitch. Line foul, first base side into the netting, still 1-2. And at that time of his big league debut last year, he was a father of 1, little Augie. Now he's a father of 2. He and his wife Casey welcomed a baby girl Annie during the offseason. And they're all here. The pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Taylor Walls. Now this is the Royals family trip, and so a lot of the players' wives and families, same with the coaching staff, have come on this trip to Tampa and on the next leg to Chicago. And so there is a larger than average family contingent at Tropicana Field, and they have made themselves heard throughout this series. The 2-2. Curveball sliced foul into the first base side seats. Goes right through the vomitory onto the concourse. Still 2-2 on Taylor Walls, who's now fouled off 3 of the last 4 pitches that he's seen. About to see an 8th pitch from Noah Cameron. Runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the second, scoreless game. Another 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Cameron got him with a cutter. Second strikeout for Noah Cameron. That is a big second out in the bottom of the second inning. So now it's Chandler Simpson's turn. He's batting 8th in the Rays lineup tonight. Speedy left-handed hitter. Cameron delivers. Curveball trickled foul behind the plate, and it's 0-1. Both runners were off maybe a little bit before contact. Nick Lofton is on the infield turf over at third. Rest of the infield is back and shifted to the right side. Tyler Tolbert's up the middle at shortstop. You've got 2 Blazers on the field right now in Tyler Tolbert and Chandler Simpson. Both played at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Now, Simpson played at UAB in 2020 and 2021 before finishing his collegiate career at Georgia Tech. Back when he was in high school and visited UAB, it was Tyler Tolbert who took him on his official tour of campus and the facilities. And had Tolbert stayed for his senior season, they would have been teammates. The 0-2 pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chandler Simpson. And Tolley said that he and Chandler Simpson still keep in touch. And I said, all right, which of you wins in a foot race? And he smirked and winked. I got him. The pitch. Fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Simpson has quickly earned a reputation as one of the fastest players in the game right now. The 2-2. Dribbled right back to the mound. Cameron scoops it up, spins, throws to first in time for the out. The inning is over. Noah Cameron bends but does not break in the bottom of the second. He strands a pair. No runs, 1 hit, a double, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the third in St. Petersburg. Royals and Rays scoreless. We go to the third inning at Tropicana Field. The Royals and Rays are scoreless. Stu, the Royals have had opportunities first 2 innings. They've stranded 4 on base. At minimum, they've pushed up Griffin Jackson's pitch count. He's already thrown 35 pitches tonight.
And more balls than strikes. 18 balls, 17 strikes. They haven't gotten the big hit yet. They've been getting a lot of those lately, and the guy at the plate's been getting a lot of those. Lofton, check swing on the first pitch of the inning off to the right. Nick Lofton hit by a pitch his first time up, adding 400 over his last 8 games, 500 over his last 3 games. He has a hit in each of his last 3 games. And, of course, last night in his first at-bat, hit his 3rd homer on the year. Here's the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Simpson back. Lofton got under it. It's shy of the track. And Simpson puts it away, and Lofton flies out to start the inning. And it's the first time tonight that Griffin Jacks has retired the first batter of an inning. And here is Caglione. He struck out his first time up after the first 2 batters in that first inning reached base. Jack's been getting it all, doing it all in this month of June. Getting it all done. He flips the first pitch foul. 10 multi-hit games in the month of June, tied for the most in the major leagues. He is tied a Kansas City record with 6 homers in his last 5 games. Something Jermaine Dye was the most recent Royal to accomplish. Here's the pitch, and a big swing and a miss that time. Top of the third, no score. And the 0-2, and a swing and a miss at a fastball, and he's down on strikes. So Griffin Jacks has struck out Kaggs a couple of times. That's his 3rd K of the night. And Salvi will stand in. Salvi grounded into an inning-ending double play in the first inning. Griffin Jacks, when he's young, gets a lot of ground balls, and he got one when he needed one in that frame. And Salvi looks at a pitch low. Salvi drove in last night a couple of runs with an 8th inning double. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. And it's called strike on the Royals catcher, batting cleanup tonight. A big series over the weekend against the Cardinals. And the 1-1. And a big swing and a miss that time. That was on the changeup, a pitch that's been working well for him a lot tonight. Jake Metszy's been throwing more of that as a starting pitcher. The Rays moving him from the pen to the rotation, something they've done quite a bit over the years, in recent years, including with a guy we saw earlier in the series, Drew Rasmussen, did it a few years back. And now he's one of the better starters in the game. The pitch is waved out and missed. Salvi goes after a sweeper down and away, and a 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Jackson. He strikes out Caglione and Perez. We go to the bottom of the third, no score. No score as we go to the bottom of the time, 11:10 first pitch tomorrow morning. Seth Lugo on the mound for the Royals. Lefty Ian Seymour will go for the Rays, and the Royals go to Chicago, play the White Sox. Fortes, their number 9 hitter, right-handed hitting catcher, stands in and pulls one way foul, way out in front on the first pitch cutter, and it went off the netting in front of the Royals dugout on the third base side. Fortes is 0 for his last 15 at the plate, hitting .246 on the year. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a foul tipped into the glove of Salvador Perez. And it's quickly 0-2. Noah Cameron had a 1-2-3 first inning, gave up a one-out double, issued a walk in the second, but got out of the inning without allowing a run, and there's a breaking ball fouled back and out of play. It'll be Fortes and then Yandy Diaz and then Johnny DeLuca for Tampa Bay here in the bottom of the third inning. Well, they've really been struggling of late. The Royals are hoping the struggles continue because they're seeing a lot of them for this week. And then next week, the Rays come to Kansas City for 3 games next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Their entire season series playing out over just a couple of weeks. There's a pitch way upstairs. 1-2 the count. And the road team has had the advantage for a while in this series. Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball pulled up the third base line, charging in Lofton gloves, and he won't make a throw. It wasn't hit hard enough. Lofton had to come a long way to get it, and he thought better of it. Fortes runs pretty well, and Nick put it in his pocket wisely there, and it's an infield hit. Kind of a swinging bunt for Fortes, who breaks an 0 for 15. The number 9 hitter gets on to lead off this third inning. And that's the second Rays hit on the night. And that brings up Yandy Diaz, who can do a lot of damage. And he's going to swing the first pitch, line it to left. It bounces in front of Collins for a base hit. So Diaz wasn't waiting around. 4th in the major leagues in batting average. 4th in the major leagues in hits. There's his 91st hit of the year on the first pitch he sees here in the third inning. So Fortes stops at second base. Yandy Diaz at first base. And the batter will be Johnny DeLuca, their center fielder, right-handed batter. Flight out to center his first time. Here's the pitch. He's bunting up the third base side. It stays fair. Barehanded by Lofton. Throws to Caglione at first. He was hoping it was going to roll foul. At the last moment, he reached out and said, I better make a play here. And he did, and he gets the out. It does advance the runners to second and third.
He was hoping it was going to hit the lip of the infield turf, but he had to make a decision, because if he had waited longer and it stayed true, then you're on the risk of not getting any outs, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. So Lofton had to pull the trigger and at least get one.
So they'll bring the infield in with second and third. And one.
All you gotta do is just.
So the Rays take a 2-0 lead. The batter is Jonathan Aranda, their left-handed hitting first baseman. Runner at third, 2 down. And the pitch is high. Ball 1 on Aranda, who doubled to center his first time up. He's driven in 52 runs this year. Got a runner at third, 2 down, so the infield's back. 2-0 Rays. Lefty. Noah deals, and it's a little bit outside. 2-0 is the count. And the next one. And an off-speed pitch is a called strike. It's 2-1.
Now, hindsight is 20/20. And Jack Caglione might be thinking, if only I just set my feet and fired a strike to home and got in a force.
I was thinking that too. There's a swing and a miss. And it would have been a force play, like you say, with the bases loaded.
Also would not have been an easy play or throw to do that, but there's a much larger margin for error when you're trying to get a force at home rather than a tag play.
And, of course, you're getting rid of the ball more quickly because you're not stopping to step on first base. 2-2, and the pitch. And a swing and a grounder through the left side, a base hit. He gets by Lofton, who is playing well off at third, and in to score comes Caminero, an opposite field base hit, drives in a run for Jonathan Aranda, and it's 3-0 Tampa Bay.
I remember, I think we were in St. Louis, and there was a similar play like that with Alec Burleson, who was playing first base, where he had a chopper up the line. His momentum pulled him to first. He stepped on first and then tried to throw home, but created a tag play, and it went awry for him, too.
Ben Williamson stands in, right-handed hitter, their second baseman, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike, walked his first time up.
Of course, that time it helped the Royals. This time it hurt the Royals.
So Williamson's going to challenge, and he's going to lose a challenge. It's a ball. Ben Williamson stands in, right-handed hitter, open stance with a runner at first and 2 down, 3-0 Tampa Bay. Cameron deals, and a swing and a slicer foul out of play down the right side. Williamson pitched the 9th inning in last night's ball game in a blowout. Tonight he is their starting second baseman, former Seattle Mariner. Aranda leads from first base. Caglione holds him the pitch, and a fastball misses inside. So 3 runs for the home team in this third inning. They lead 3-0, and the pitch, and it's taken high for a ball. I mentioned that the road teams have dominated this series of late. The last 9 meetings between the Royals and Rays have been won by the visiting team. The Rays are trying to end that trend here tonight. That goes back to 2024. Royals would love to see that trend continue at least 2 more days. There's a little tapper foul on an off-speed pitch. Noah's having to unload quite a few pitches. He's at 60 now, as he works here in the third inning trying to get the final out of this frame. First 2 men reached. Both came around to score, and all 3 have scored in this inning. Payoff pitch. Swing. Fly ball. Right field. Rave over toward the right field line is there to make the catch and end the frame, but the Rays score 3. We go to the 4th. Royals trail 3-0. Is in there, called strike on the Royals' second baseman, who singled to right field his first time up. He's one of many Royals who's in a great groove offensively right now. 0-1. Third baseman Caminero is playing in. And the pitch. And a swing and a grounder pulled right to the second baseman Williamson, who's playing close to first. Short throw over to Aranda for the out. That changeup, which induced that ground ball off the bat of Massey moments ago, has really been working well for Griffin Jacks tonight. He's got a couple of strikeouts with it, several ground balls, including that one. Now it's Isaac Collins, who bats left-handed, single to left field his first time up, and he takes the ball in the dirt. Ball one on Collins. Royals playing their 81st game of the year tonight. 5.5 games back in the wild card. Obviously a lot of work to do to get back closer to a playoff spot, but they've been on a nice run in this month of June. And the 1-0. And it misses high, and it's 2-0. So 81 to go after tonight. And on the road trip, 4 more to go after tonight. 1 here tomorrow morning, and then over the weekend in Chicago. Next pitch. And it's called strike on Isaac Collins. A bloop single that went to left field his first time up. 227 his average coming into this one. And to get on with John Rave waiting on deck. And the pitch. And it misses outside. Royals have won 5 of their last 6. They've been averaging over those 6 games 8 1/3 runs per game. Tonight so far, goose egg to this point. And the pitch. And a swing and a foul back. Pretty good cut that time by Isaac Collins on the fastball at 95. So 8.3 runs per game over their last 6 games. They've won 5 of them. 15 homers in those 6 games. The team hitting .315. And the team with runners in scoring position hitting .303 in that span. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a slicer foul on a play off to the left. Tonight so far has been a little more like what we saw in April and May to this point. The Royals have stranded 4, and they're 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. That's against the recent trend. Not a lot of ball game left to go tonight. Playing in the top of the 4th, 3-0 Tampa Bay. 3-2 on Isaac Collins, and the pitch from Jacks is called strike 3. Got him looking at a sweeper. Strikeout number 5 for Griffin Jacks. So a ground out and a strikeout to start his 4th inning. And the batter will be John Rave. John Rave struck out on a changeup his first time out. Looking for his first hit in the series. 0 for 4 so far down here. And the pitch to John Rave. Taking a little bit low. 6'2", 31-year-old Griffin Jacks, J-A-X. The Royals saw a ton over the years out of the Minnesota bullpen. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses a little bit low. In his career, coming in 26 games, 23 out of the pen against the Royals over the years, a 3.08 ERA. 2-0, and it's a called strike. And Royals batters have had very little success against this pitcher before tonight's outing. Salvi came in 2 for 17 against Griffin Jacks. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a shot toward right center field. Valade going back, looking up. It's off the fence. Rave will pull up at second with a double. John Rave with his second double of the year. And he's in scoring position for Cameron Meisner. It almost got out of here.
How many extra base hits do you think he winds up with before he gets his first single?
I'm sure he'd be happy with maybe 100 or so, right? So that's 4 hits, all extra base hits for Rave. 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer to this point. He's at second now. Royals 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Let's see if Cameron Meisner can come through. He grounded into a fielder's choice his first time, wound up stealing a base. Didn't get a base hit here. With Rave at second. Royals trying to get on the board. 2 down. Left-handed batter. The righty deals and a wave and a miss. Asked Meisner how it felt to get a hit in this place. He played for the Rays a few times a couple of years ago in this ballpark. 2 years ago. Of course, last year they played over at Steinbrenner Field outdoors. And he didn't have a hit in this place till last night. He said, it always feels good to get a hit. Here's the 0-1. And it's taken low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eisner is playing center field. Came in hitting .333 in his brief tenure as a big leaguer so far this year. John Reeve leading from second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Jax deals and a wave and a miss. And again the changeup, which has been so effective.
What a weird footnote that's going to be to revisit 10, 15 years from now. Remember that one year that the Rays played in a minor league, a spring training ballpark?
1-2, and now the pitch, and it's way outside. Of course, they'll be saying the same thing about the Athletics someday, about their 3-year odyssey in Sacramento, assuming it's just 3 years. That's the plan. This is year 2. They have a lot more cities in their history than the Rays do, but they're a lot younger too. There's a fastball, and that is a little high, but the pitcher wants to challenge it. You heard, and it is in fact a strike. So it's overturned. It's a strikeout. That's 6 strikeouts for Griffin Jax. He strands Rave at second. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Fortes. Walls a switch hitter, batting right-handed, struck out his first time. First pitch, swing, ball well hit, down the left field line, and that ball is foul down into the corner. It just hooked foul, so a long strike off the bat of Taylor Walls, who's been hot. He's only hitting .221, but he has hits in 9 of his last 10 ball games, .310 in that span. 0-1 on their shortstop. Now the pitch. And he takes one away from Noah Cameron. 1 ball, 1 strike. Noah's had to throw a lot of pitches in this ball game. You know, 1-2-3 first inning, but a lot of traffic in the second and third innings. So a lot of pitches in the 1-1, and it's upstairs. And the next one. And a swing and a ground ball pulled by the third baseman Lofton on the backhand side into left field. And Taylor Walls is going for second, and he's going to be safe at second base. The head first dive in under the tag of Michael Massey went right up the third base line, past a diving Lofton down the line. And so Taylor Walls, leadoff man of the inning, gets to second base. Chandler Simpson will come up. Their speedster, left-handed hitter. Grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Here's the pitch. He's squaring to bunt. He bunts it Out in front of the plate, Salvi pounces on it, grabs it on the bare hand, throws to first to Caglione for the out at first base. With Simpson running, you really got to hurry. Salvi made a good strong throw as usual. The sacrifice advances Taylor Walls over to third base with one down. So that brings the infield in again. Royals infield's been in a lot early already in this game. Let's see if they can keep it on the ground. Add an infielder for Nick Fortes. First pitch to him is swung on and pulled foul, just as he did his first time up on the first pitch. He reached on an infield hit up the third base line his first time up, and eventually came around to score in that 3-run third inning. Right now, Taylor Walls the runner at third, one down. Infield in, Cags in even closer than the rest of his infield mates on the turf, and the pitch, and it clipped the batter. He tried to spin out of the way, but it's a hit batter as Fortes will take his base, and that puts him in the corners now, which means a double play opportunity. But the batter is Yandy Diaz, one of the premier hitters in the game, who's grounded a short in a 10-pitch at bat to begin things in the first inning, and then he singled and scored a run in the third inning.
He is also right now, Stu, baseball's leading hitter with runners in scoring position. He's batting .441 with runners in scoring position.
So he's got runners at the corners, one out. Can Noah get him to hit into a double play? We'll see. Here's the pitch, and a fastball misses up and in for a ball. Cameron's about to throw his 70th pitch of the ball game here in the fourth inning, and Diaz is part of that. Part of the reason for that is he made him work. Very first batter that Noah faced tonight. Pitch swing and a liner over the leaping Tolbert into left center for a hit. In to score comes Walls. Fortes goes first to third, and Yandy Diaz does it again, and the Rays lead it 4-0. So just beyond the reach of Tyler Tolbert.
Here's the center fielder, number 20.
Diaz drives in his 51st run of the year. So it's 4-0 Tampa Bay, and now Brian Sweeney going to come out and give. So they're at the corners, one out. The batter's Johnny DeLuca, right-handed hitter. First pitch and a breaking ball. Misses low for ball one from Noah Cameron. Want to know the count. Now the pitch and a swing and a liner down the left field line. That's going to be down for a hit. Collins going to have to go all the way to the fence to pick it up in the corner. One run is in. It's an RBI double, and it's 5-0. Johnny DeLuca drives in his 23rd run of the year with a double right down the left field line. And these Rays bats suddenly are heating back up again tonight.
Oh, this is now third time through the order for Noah Cameron. It's at this point in his starts this year where he starts contact and more runs. Really, second time through is when that starts. And in this case, second time through was a lot of traffic, not necessarily loud contact. But now third time through, the contact's louder.
And still only one out as Junior Caminero stands in, and he'll take a pitch inside for Noah Cameron. So he had a 1-2-3 first inning. Then he got the first batter of the second inning. But then Aranda doubled to get things started in the second. A lot of offense since then, and there's a pitch inside. So now it's 5 runs on 7 hits for the Rays. Royals have not had a big hit yet. No runs on 4 hits tonight for the Royals, who are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And it's now 2-0 on the batter. Here's the pitch and a swing and a foul back. Pitch in on his hands. The Rays on the other side are 3 out of 6 with runners in scoring position at this point.
Interesting, Stu. This situation last inning, second and third, with Caminero on the plate, a 2-0 count. The Royals intentionally walked it. This time around, they're pitching to him.
Now the 2-1, and it's down in the dirt, blocked by Salvi. 3-1.
And same number of outs, too. The only thing that's changed is obviously the score.
Meanwhile, the bullpen begins stirring a bit as it's 3-1 on a very dangerous hitter. 16 home runs, 12 doubles, 826 OPS for Caminero. And the pitch to him, and he swings and misses at a changeup. And it's 3-2.
Lucas Erceg is doing the most calisthenics down there. He's doing some arm circles. No one's throwing it, though.
3 balls, 2 strikes. 5-0 Tampa Bay. 3 in the third, now 2 here in the fourth. From the stretch, the lefty deals, and a fastball misses inside, ball 4. So he does walk him, and that does load the bases again. So that is walk number 3 on the night. Go with a hit batter. Ryan Valade grounded out to the first baseman, Caglione, with the bases loaded in the last inning, but then Cags, after getting the out at first, threw home and threw wide of Salvi, and 2 runs came in to score. It was an error on the Royals' first baseman. First pitch. Valade takes a pitch up and in, ball 1. Right-handed batter. For whatever reason this year, he's hitting .408 when he's the cleanup hitter in the order, which he is tonight. Tonight, though, 0 for 2, but he did have an impactful at bat earlier. The pitch. Swing and a slicer foul out of play off to the right. So again, the pitch is piling up for Noah. He's at 80 now. A year ago, it was a dream start against the Rays over on the other side of the bridge in Tampa. Here's the 1-1, and it misses inside. 2-1. That was at Steinbrenner Field, as Jake mentioned. They were playing outdoors at the Yankees Spring Training Stadium last year while this place was being repaired. He took a no-hitter into the 7th inning in that game. The Royals won that game 3-0. Tonight they trail at this point 5-0. 2-1. And the pitch. And a swing and on his hands, fouled back and out of play, and it's 2-2. A nice play by a fan downstairs. That's the biggest cheer of the night. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. Ryan Valade waits, right-handed hitter. The pitch from Cameron. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. Well, that is second out of the inning recorded now here in this 4th inning. So big strikeout there, trying to keep the hill they got to climb to get from getting any higher. It was in the dirt, swung on and missed. Salvi blocked it with runner at first base. Bases loaded. First baseman stands in. And a big RBI guy. Bases loaded, 2 down. First pitch misses low for a ball. And the pitch count continues to climb. The next pitch will be number 85. Here's a 1-0. And it misses away. All the injuries in the rotation. The Royals really leaning on the guys that are regulars in the rotation. Noah certainly is one of those guys. Tonight's been a rough one, and it's now 2-0 on a dangerous hitter. Here's the pitch, and a fastball down the middle is a called strike. 2-1 is the count. Cameron comes set. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a slicer down the left field line. Collins over toward the corner, and that will be a foul ball. Foul ball down over that low wall just to the left of the foul ball. The runners will head back to their respective bases. That was awfully. Pretty good. Let's see. Salvi wins. And it's a strikeout. So Salvi, another successful challenge. That's the final out of the inning. But 2 more runs score. We go to the 5th. 5-0 Tampa Bay.
Can't keep running around like this.
Guys my age laugh at my jokes, treat me like one of the bros. Think I'm cool, but they would never date me. 'Cause girls my age have tiny waists, skin tight denim, baby faces, dance at the bar like no one's watching. But I'm just a flower on the wall, not someone you'd ever fall for. But in a couple weeks,
Sinker over the inner edge, called strike 1. Now, Jax has gone 5 innings in each of his last 3 starts, and in 5 of his 10 starts this year. He delivers. Tolbert rips it foul, third base side, right behind Vance Wilson in the coach's box. Caroms off the sidewall and into the ball boy's glove, sitting right next to the Royals on the bench in the bullpen. It is the most important ball boy in baseball. The ones here in Tampa Bay. The pitch. Tolbert hits onto the ground to the right side. Ben Williamson scoops it up, shovels and throws to first in time for the out. 1 away. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Royals Baseball Network. We're coming to you live from the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth. Royals down 5-0, top of the 5th inning. Base is empty, 1 out. First pitch to Carter Jensen. That's high for ball 1. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight with Steve Stewart and our producer-engineer Eric Guthrie. I'm Jake Eisenberg. Jensen's 1 for 2 tonight. He's extended his hitting streak to 15 games. The pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. He's got his family here in St. Pete. It's the family trip. But the Jensens are not staying with Carter at the hotel. The Jensens are bunking with the Cagliones at the Cagliones house on the Tampa side of the bay. The pitch. In for a strike, and it's 2-1. Well, that is a full house. Carter's got a bunch of brothers. They're all here. They all went fishing today. They're having a good time. Carter and Jack are very close friends. The pitch. In for a strike, 2-2. I was talking to Carter today about Cag's homer off the D-ring yesterday. We were talking about the distance, which was originally 435. Sure. It was adjusted to 443 today. Still, okay. The 2-2. Down and in, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carter said, it doesn't matter. I've still got a homer that's further than his at the big league level. I've still got bragging rights. He's talking about his bomb in Sacramento last year, which, of course, was also distance adjusted. He lost about 20 feet or so, and he said, no. They might have adjusted it, but it still says 483 on the back of my baseball card. Might as well be written in stone. Payoff pitch. Just low and outside, ball 4. No challenge from Nick Fortes. Griffin Jacks was walking off the mound and into a K-strut.
Well, we had Keggs on the pregame show, and he was marveling at the sweet swing of Carter Jensen, and sweet it is. And now a 15-game hit streak, and here he is on base again.
Well, I asked Carter what the key to his consistency was over the last couple of weeks now. First pitch to Nick Lofton over the outer edge of strike, and it's 0-1. Nick Lofton wants to challenge, and Doug Eddings does not let him. Said that Nick waited a little bit too long to tap his helmet. 0-1 pitch. Lofton hits it in the air, fairly deep center field, but playable for Johnny DeLuca. He drifts to his left. He makes the catch, 2 outs. Now, the first thing that Carter said was that I don't want to talk about the hit streak. If I said I wasn't thinking about it, I'd be lying. I was like, okay, I'll ask a different question then. He said, what's made you be so consistent? He said, I've had the same approach, not just every game, regardless of where I'm hitting the lineup, but every at-bat, regardless of the approach, regardless of the result, I've kept my approach the same. First pitch to Jack Caglione. And he hits it on the ground, back up the middle. Taylor Walls tries to scoop it up. It scoops under his glove into center. Jensen goes first to third. Caglione tries to take second. He's in there with a slide ahead of the throw. A rare error from Taylor Walls at short. He's been one of the best defenders at short the last couple of years. Jack Caglione's giving a thumbs up back to the dugout saying, it's a hit. No, sorry, Cags. That's an error. Second and third with 2 outs for Salvador Perez now. And somewhat ironically, Carter Jensen basically said the key to his consistency is consistency. Funny how that works. First pitch to Salvi. Swung out and missed, then it's 0-1. Royals down 5-0, top of the 5th inning. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. The Royals have struggled with runners in scoring position tonight. 0 for 6. The pitch. Low and outside. Fortes blocks it in the dirt. And the count's now 1-1. Taylor Wall's error up the middle has opened the door for the Royals to get on the board. Trailing 5-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Still in the first half of tonight's game. The Royals are trying to win a 3rd in a row at the Trop. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing on a pitch low. Salvi held, and it's 2-1. Well, winning here has been a tough thing to do. The Rays have a 26-12 record at home. That is the best home record in baseball. The Royals have put a dent in it the last couple of days. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed, and it's 2-2. Salvi could not lay off the sweeper down and away. So now the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Salvador Perez with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. Jacks delivers. Low and outside, and the count's full 3-2. Salvi laid off the sweeper that time. Payoff pitch. Salvi rips it to left field, hangs up for Simpson, who tries to make the catch. It's off his glove, off his chest, and rolls toward the foul line. Jensen's in, Kag's right behind him. The Royals get 2 runs. Salvi hit the ball so hard that Chandler Simpson couldn't get his glove around it. A second error with 2 outs for the Rays. And it gives the Royals 2 in the top of the 5th inning. It's now a 5-2 game. That ball was right at Chandler Simpson, and then it clanked off the thumb part of his glove, the bottom of his glove. So Griffin Jacks got the batted balls that should have been outs, but the plays were not made. And so back-to-back errors with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning give the Royals their first 2 runs of the night. Kyle Snyder checks on Griffin Jacks with a mound visit. The Rays bullpen has started to get active.
Well, the Royals will accept charity when it's there, and of course, both batters making pretty loud contact, not striking out, making contact, making to make a play.
Runner on first with 2 outs for Michael Massey. The pitch. Lofted foul, third base side out of play, and it's 0-1. Jax has thrown a season high 81 pitches now. He had not thrown more than 72 in any one outing this season. And the Rays have a right-hander in their bullpen. Cole Sulser. Here's the pitch. Massey loops it down the right field line, hooking toward the line, a fair ball. It bounds into the corner. Salvi around second. He gets to third. Vance Wilson holds him there. A 2-out double for Michael Massey. 2 more in scoring position with 2 outs. And now Isaac Collins has a chance to really make a dent in what was a 5-0 deficit entering this inning. Another multi-hit game for Michael Massey. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Infield plays Collins to pull. Switch hitter batting left-handed. The pitch. Sinker outside, ball 1. Royals down 5-2, top of the 5th inning. They've been gifted 2 runs in this inning on back-to-back 2-out errors. Here's the pitch. Fastball sizzles in, knee-high, called strike. 1-1 on Collins. He had a bloop single in the 2nd inning. Collins struck out looking in the 4th. A base hit could make this a 1-run game. Here's the pitch. Sweeper over the outer edge, called strike, but Collins challenges. Collins has struggled with ABS challenges this year, and this time is no different. He's incorrect. Called strike, and it's 1-2.
Well, the Royals still don't have a hit with a runner in scoring position yet tonight. They gladly take one right now.
Jax retoes the first base side of the rubber and now steps off. Collins called time. Salvi's at third. Right now chopping it up with Junior Caminero. Michael Massey leads off second. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Fortes blocks it with his chest protector. 2-2.
How about a wild pitch to go with the errors? That would be a little more charity we could use.
I like where your head's at. Two balls, 2 strikes on Collins. Here's the pitch. Fastball just high. And the count's full 3-2. That barely missed. So a full count. The payoff pitch. And it's in there, called strike 3. A changeup buckled Collins. A front hit changeup that faded back over the inner third. That is a nasty pitch from Griffin Jacks to end the top of the 5th inning. But the Royals get on the board with a good amount of help. The Royals score 2 runs on only 1 hit, 2 costly 2-out errors, and the Royals leave 2 on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th at Tropicana Field. Rays 5, Royals 2.
car, lock the door, drop the keys next to your sweater. Aching. My mind has kept me waiting, so complicated. I know lonely days I found a cure underneath you on the floor, baby. Said it is so blue. Take a daily down. I want you to be my antidote. To stay if no one night or three, I can guarantee you. Take a daily down. You
Is back on the mound. First pitch at the bottom of the fifth. Misses down and in. That's ball one on Ben Williamson. Cameron delivers again. A curveball, knee-high called strike. 1-1 on Williamson. Royals down 5-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Just got 2 runs back in the top of the fifth thanks to back-to-back 2-out errors from the Rays. Here's the pitch. Stroke foul, out of play off to the right, and it's 1-2. The Royals stranded 2 more on base, 2 more in scoring position. Well, the Royals have been great with runners in scoring position this month, but tonight they're 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position and have left 7 runners on base. The pitch, and it's over the outer edge, called strike 3. Williamson's down looking at a cutter. 5 Ks for Cameron. He's now struck out 3 in a row. And he faces Taylor Walls. He made the first of the 2 errors in the top of the 5th inning, and a ground ball scooped right under his glove up the middle at shortstop. First pitch to him. Fastball popped up foul, out of play off to the right, and it's 0-1. Cameron delivers. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Taylor Wall's 6th season with the Rays. Debuted in 2021. Cameron delivers. Walls takes inside. 2 balls and a strike. He's played more and more over the last few years. He's become more and more entrenched as the Rays shortstop. The pitch. Walls cracks it in the air, straightaway center field. Cameron Meisner has it lined up, barely had to move. He makes the catch, and Walls is out, 2 gone. Brings up Chandler Simpson, who's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt tonight. Base is empty, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Royals down 5-2. Fastball dribbled up the first base line. That's foul, and it's 0-1. First base coach Corey Dickerson makes the play and lobs it into the seats. There's nobody throwing in the Royals bullpen. So Noah Cameron, for a 2nd straight start, is grinding through 5. Here's the pitch. In for a strike, and it's 0-2. Cole Sulser continues to throw in the Rays bullpen. He's presumably ready for the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-2. We've got a tarps off section here at Tropicana Field, straight down the left field line, right behind the wall. Used to be Randy Land here in St. Pete for Randy Arozarena. Traded to the Mariners a few years ago. Well, the Rays are always a team that is wheeling and dealing, as transactional as they come. Well, Chandler Simpson's one of the few guys in their lineup that they drafted. Here's the pitch. Simpson pokes it down the third baseline, foul, and the ball boy makes the play in front of the Royals bullpen mound. 1-2. I was joking with Juan Gratterall today. He's one of the Royals bullpen bullpen catchers. He's like, what's it like catching a bullpen here? He's like, no different. You don't think about it. I'm like, you're braver than me. The pitch. Up and in. Simpson twirls out of the way. That pitch went all the way to the backstop. And now it's 2-2. Well, the bullpens are in the field of play here at the Trop. And so the only thing between the bullpen and the batted ball is that ball person down the line. So they've got to be the best ball people in baseball. If there was an all-star game for ball people, I'd send the Rays people there every year. That or the Giants. The Giants ball people are always a fun bunch. The ball dudes. There was a guy.
No age limit.
I saw a clip maybe a week or so ago. This guy must have been 65, 70 years old, made a lunging, tumbling play on a ball. It was pretty great. Still 2-2 on Chandler Simpson. Here's the pitch. Curveball rolled foul behind the plate. Still 2-2. It is Lucas Erceg warming up in the Royals bullpen, by the way. And Juan Gratterall is, in fact, catching him.
Yeah, if you're the catcher with your back to the field, maybe you turn the chest protector around.
Yeah, why? That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Or wear two of them.
Another 2-2. Simpson pokes it towards shallow right. That's in for a base hit. Just over Michael Massey's glove. 2-out single for Chandler Simpson. Now to Nick Fortes at the bottom of the lineup. This could very well be Noah Cameron's final batter with Yandy Diaz looming in the first base on deck circle. Royals down 5-2, bottom of the fifth. I was also talking to Steven Cruz today about warming up in the bullpen here. It's a little bit of a different experience. Cameron delivers. Outside ball one. And Cruzy said that some guys he's heard are a little bit more tentative in the bullpen here because they're afraid of throwing one awry that goes into play and stops the game, and that's all kinds of embarrassing, you got to imagine. But he said it was the opposite for him. He said it locked him in. Throw to first. Simpson dives back safely. He said he was more laser focused on pinpointing his pitches warming up yesterday, and well, lo and behold, he came into the game and blew a fastball in there at 101.5, the hardest pitch he's thrown in his major league career. Cameron delivers up and away, 2-0. It is not the fastest pitch of his professional career, though. He was quick to point out he's had a pitch in the minors, 102.4. So there's the professional high water mark for Steven Cruz, something to keep in the back of your head. The 2-0 pitch over the outer edge of strike, and it's 2-1. And Noah Cameron has eclipsed 100 pitch plateau for his second straight start. He's now thrown 106 pitches. He threw 108 in 5 innings in his last start. The pitch, Simpson runs, pitch is low, skips away from Salvi. Simpson dives in his second without a throw. He's got a stolen base.
Well, he will get an extra day off with Monday's off day before he has to pitch again. Oh, well, and obviously he's trying to do all he can to help the team, and Matt Quattro's looking at the 2 hours tomorrow morning Kansas City time here.
The 3-1 pitch. Fortes pops it up down the left field line. Lofton, Tolbert, and Collins go after it. It's Tolbert out there. He makes a backhand grab down the left field line in fair territory. That was not an easy catch, but Tolbert stayed with it, staring into the Raptors and the underside of the Tropicana field roof.
and the righty deals a strike called on John Rave. Bottom third of the Royals batting order here in this Sonic Slam inning. John Rave, Cameron Meisner, and Tyler Tolbert. And the pitch misses a little bit low, and it's a ball and a strike. And this call to the bullpen is powered by Wholesale Batteries. Any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net. Sulser deals, and a swing and a miss and a pitch up. John Rave tonight, a strikeout and a double. Sulser is a 6'36" right-hander with a 5.58 ERA in 27 appearances. Been around a long time with a bunch of teams. His first team was this Rays team back in 2019. Here's the pitch, and a wave and a miss, and John Rave is down on strikes. He goes after the changeup. That's been a tough pitch coming out of the hand of Griffin Jacks, the starter, who went 5 tonight and leaves with the lead. And now the reliever, first out of the pen, Cole Sulser. Cameron Meisner, who has a stolen base tonight, although he didn't have a hit. He's 0 for 2 officially with a fielder's choice ground out and a strikeout. Left-handed batter to face the right-hander Sulser, whose first pitch is a bunt attempt, and it was a foul ball. Sulser has, they've been around a long time. He's out of Dartmouth, Southern California native, a survivor. Here's the pitch, and it's upstairs, and it's 2-1. Cleveland drafted him, but then debut was with Tampa Bay, then it was on to Baltimore, Miami, Arizona, the Mets, and back to Tampa Bay a couple of years ago. First major league team. 1-1. Now the pitch, and a swing and a chopper pulled foul by Meisner, batting in the 8th spot in the order. Sulser wears uniform number 71 in that white Tampa Bay home uniform. Meisner has 8 hits for the Royals, and there's a foul ball. 8 out of 24 coming into this ball game. One of those hits, an extra base hit, was a double. And now Meisner asks for time. And the 1-2, and a swing, and that's a foul tip strikeout. Got him with a fastball, 93. So back-to-back Ks, both swinging for Cole Sulser on in relief of Griffin Jacks, who went 5, gave up 2 unearned runs on 5 hits. He struck out 2. I'm checking. He walked 2. He struck out 7. And again, he's a guy who's been converted from the bullpen to relief as this season's gone along. He was out after 88 pitches, 52 strikes. And here's Tolbert trying to get on with 2 down and turn the lineup over for the man on deck, Carter Jensen. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a fastball and a foul straight back by Tolbert. Good cut there by Tyler, who drew a walk in the 2nd inning and then grounded out in the 5th inning tonight. He does not yet have an extra base hit this season for the Royals. He's up there with nobody on and 2 down, top of the 6th. The pitch, he shows bunt, takes the breaking ball away. And it's ball and a strike on Tolbert, who made a nice catch out in shallow left field on a pop-up with 3 Royals going after it to end the bottom of the 5th inning. Next pitch, and a wave and a miss, and a pitch down. And Sulser gets ahead of Tyler Tolbert, 1-2. Tyler's been doing a nice job defensively at shortstop. And the Royals competitive at bats. Of course, he's got the great speed tool that the man he's replacing possesses, Bobby Witt Jr. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a liner into left center past the shortstop walls. That's a base hit. And the Royals have a 2-out base runner. Tyler Tolbert has his 7th hit of the year. Guy that until very recently wasn't getting much playing time. He's on base for the 2nd time tonight from that 9th spot in the order. And now here is Carter Jensen, who in the 1st inning tonight hit a bloop single to right center that extended his major league long hit streak to 15, the longest current hit streak in the major leagues. 15 games with that bloop single. He's also grounded out, walked, and scored a run. Here's the pitch. He swings, hits it high in the air, into shallow left. The left fielder coming in, diving, and it's Chandler Simpson making a sliding catch in shallow left center, taking a bloop hit away from Carter Jensen. So Simpson's wheels helped him on that one. He can fly, and he got there to make the catch just in time. And in the Royals' 6th inning, they strand total.
We can do better. We could be chasing dreams. We know what's right, and we know how it feels. Yeah, we can do better. We can make a change for real. Yeah, we can do a lot better. We can be facing fears. We know what's up, and we know how to get there. Yeah, we can be stars. We can be the best. Just put us to the test and we'll show the world there's another way. If we just try a little every day, we can make it better. We can do better. We can be setting goals. We understand right down to the soul that we can do better. We can have a heart of gold. So let's step it up. We could be making moves. We know what time it is, and we know just what to do. Yeah, we could be on top, and you know it's true. If we just give ourselves a chance, we can show the world everything's gonna be okay. We just got to try a little every day, and we can make it better.
Into right field for a base hit. Opposite field, base hit for Diaz. His 3rd hit of the night. His 93rd hit of the year. Number 4 in the major leagues in hits coming into this one. Number 4 in bat. 324. And now he has a 3-hit night here this evening. And the batter will be Johnny DeLuca, who has a sacrifice bunt, a double, and he's also flied out. Runner at first, nobody down. Urseg deals, and it's a called strike. That batting average for Diaz has risen to .330 to this point with his performance so far tonight. Tampa Bay leads at 5-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Urseg from the stretch. Right-hander deals, and a swing, and a ball pulled to third. Lofton has it. Goes to second for 1. Massey to first, 2. It goes 5-4-3, just what Lucas Urseg was looking for. And the Royals turn 2 for the first time tonight. Noah Cameron would have loved a double play ball at some point in his outing, maybe a couple of different times. Didn't get one, but Urseg did right there. A couple of walks tonight. He struck out and he's scored a run. Here's the pitch. And it misses inside for a ball.
The catcher's challenging certain calls of ball call.
So Salvi challenging here. And Salvi wins. He usually does. Salvi having a little fun with Junior Caminero, talking to him after overturning the call of ball 1. Urseg from the stretch. Now the 0-1, and a fastball fouled straight back. That fastball at 98 miles an hour, and the batter, Caminero, is right on it, fouled it straight back. had some gas on it, some life on it. Lucas struck out Jordan Walker in the 5th inning Sunday against the Cardinals, stranding an inherited runner. And there's a liner down the left field line. That's going to land just foul. I mean, just barely foul down the left field line. The third base umpire had the closest view, and it's his call. Emil Jennings. Looked like chalk came up when the ball landed. Let's go look at the replay on our monitor. No, it was foul. It was just dirt that came up, or whatever the substance or in the turf is. It was a foul ball.
And we've noticed during batting practice, when the ball lands in the outfield here, it kicks up a lot of that sand that's underneath the turf. It's almost like a claymore exploded.
Yeah. So it's 0-2 now. So Ursig stranded an inherited runner belonging to Steven Cruz on Sunday against the Cardinals, who came back and fired a scoreless 6th in that outing. And here he is working in the 6th inning. The Royals are within 3 now. They're down 5-2. They were down 5-0 earlier. And here's the 0-2, and it's called strike 3. Got him looking at a fastball at 98. Lucas Ursig looking very good. Gave up a soft single the other way. Now the batter's going to challenge. Let's see. And he's going to be incorrect, or at least he's going to be denied on the challenge request. So Ursig gets a double play ball and a strikeout. He faces the minimum, and the hit was a soft hit the other way. So nice job by Lucas. And we go to the 7th with the Royals down 5-2.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits. You cross them more than once, yeah. You take my love for granted. We keep on talking from body to body, yeah. Getting closer to just being nothing else. I'm a sucker for your love, even though it's kind of toxic, babe. You know I feel it when we touch. That your love is from a different place. It's toxic, babe.
Night for the Rays, right-hander Kevin Kelly, whose first pitch is in there, and it's a called strike. It'll be Lofton, Caglione, Salvador Perez, 2, 3, and 4 hitters if somebody gets on Massey. 2.60 ERA and 33 appearances for this righty. And his next pitch is a little bit low, as he has that 3/4, kind of low 3/4 delivery. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lofton, who is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch earlier, so he reached base. The pitch swing, and it's in on him, and he pulls it foul. Kelly follows the starter Griffin Jackson, who went the first 5, then Cole Sulser, who worked a scoreless 6th inning. Now we're in the 7th, and it's 1-2 on Nick Lofton, who's been on a tear, but he does not have a hit yet tonight. Let's see if he can get on base. He's down 1-2 in the pitch. And a fastball misses in. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kelly last pitch Sunday against Washington. Here's the 2-2. And a breaking ball misses low, and it's a full count. He struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced Sunday against Washington. Earned his 3rd save of the year. It was his first save since April the 5th. And the 3-2. Swing and a ball pulled foul. Nick Lofton gets a piece of it and stays alive. Tampa Bay put up 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth inning. The Royals put up 2 in the fifth inning. And errors by the defense have helped both teams offensively tonight. Here's the payoff pitch and a swing. Line drive, left field. Coming in, Simpson makes a sliding grab. He didn't have to come as far as he did in the last inning with a sliding grab he made in the sixth, but he comes in and takes a hit away from Lofton for the first out here in the seventh inning. Kelly not a hard thrower as he gets Caglione now. Cags 2 strikeouts, and he's reached on an error and scored a run. Error was charged to the Tampa Bay shortstop Taylor Walls. First pitch breaking ball misses low to Caglione. John Mayberry has the Royals record over 6 games back in the day. 7 homers in a 6-game span. Here's the pitch. Swing, and Cags taps it foul. Cags came into this ball game having homered 6 times in a 5-game span, which has been done by several Royals over the years, including most recently Jermaine Dye and by John Mayberry and by Bo Jackson and by Gary Gaetti. Here's the 1-1 pitch now to Caglione. Swing and a foul back. Caglione's friends and family getting 4 days of Jack here in his home area. Right now, this pitcher, Kevin Kelly, is ahead of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And it's way upstairs. It's 2-2. "14 homers, 12 doubles, 1 triple for Caglione." And the 2-2. Swing and a hard ground ball right to the second baseman. Williamson plays it on a knee, goes to first. Caglione is 0 for 4. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. That was 113 off the bat. It is a somewhat typical exit velocity for the big right fielder / first baseman Caglione.
It used to be you'd see 113 and your eyes would bulge out of your skull, and now with him it's 113.
Yeah. Here's Salvi, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike at the knees. Salvi reached on an error by the left fielder Simpson his first time up. He's also grounded into a double play and struck out, so 0 for 3. Here's the 0-1, and a sweeper misses a little bit high. Daniel Lynch has been warming in the Royals pen, so it appears that it was a 1-inning appearance for Lucas Urseg. Here's the next pitch. Swing. He grounds it to short. Salvi does right to Taylor Walls. Sets his feet. Throws across to the first baseman Aranda. And the Royals go 1-2-3. Time to stretch here in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Rays lead this one 5-2. Royals baseball is presented in part by Midwest Marine Boats, home of the largest pontoon selection in the Midwest. From cruising to water sports, they've got the boat to make every weekend unforgettable. It's not just a boat, it's a lifestyle. Midwest Marine Boats in Grandview, Missouri, or MWMBoats.com. The Royals bring on their third pitcher on the night. He is the lefty Daniel Lynch, and he will face the middle of the Rays batting order. That means Ryan Vilade, Jonathan Aranda, and Ben Williamson. And Lucas Ursig did give up a leadoff hit to Diaz to the opposite field, but then he got a double play ball and a strikeout. So one scoreless inning with one hit and a strikeout. But maybe most impressively for Lucas, as Vilade stands in and swings and grounds it to short to his left. Tolbert scoops it up, fires across, and Lynch gets the first out very quickly here in inning number 7, 6-3 on the put-up. But for Ursig, Jake, it's good to see 8 pitches, 8 strikes from Lucas, because we all know command and confidence kind of go together, and that's bedeviled him much of the year. But lately he's sharpened up, and tonight he looked very sharp.
That's now 4 straight scoreless outings for Ursig. It's all about, as they say, stacking days.
That's right. Now it's Aranda, left-handed hitter, taking a pitch low from Lynch.
Meanwhile, I don't think you can say enough about how good Tyler Tolbert has been at shortstop.
He's done a great job
filling in these last few days.
Here's the next one. And it's called strike from Daniel.
Whether it was filling in for Bobby Witt Jr. or now Bobby Witt Jr. and Michael Garcia.
Yeah.
He's been terrific.
He's holding his own, as they say. The 1-1, and a breaking ball misses away. It's 2-1, and of course, he's got a lot of pride. You know, he's a natural shortstop. That's his position, and he's got great athleticism and years and years of playing that position, and you can see it out there. And there's a swing and a popper down the left field third base side, lofted into foul territory, and he'll make the catch down in the bullpen areas that are in play here, down in the home plate area where it's flat, where the catcher's normally set up. But he made it in foul territory, and that's 2 quick outs for Lynch.
Yeah, it's not that it's a surprise what Tyler Tolbert is doing, but respectfully, he's not the Royals' primary option to play shortstop. He's not the Royals' secondary option to play shortstop. He's their tertiary option, and he's been excellent, and that deserves recognition.
Yes, it does. Here's Williamson, the second baseman, standing in. Right-handed batter looks at a strike. Williamson has drawn a walk. He is flat out and struck out. Lynch trying to have a quick 1-2-3 inning here. He's 2/3 of the way there. Bottom of the 7th, 5-2 Tampa Bay. The pitch and a fastball is a called strike. Daniel looks into Salvador Perez from the high set. Now deals, and a little check swing, a little foul ball off the bat. Well, how about a Chris Bubich update? Good to see him back in action in Omaha. Sounds like he had a good evening, although a brief one, but by design.
I got a text from Nick Batters, who's the Omaha Storm Chasers broadcaster. Gave me the full report. An 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning.
And a ground ball is pulled foul.
He specifically said, got a strikeout on his slider and a couple of puppets, which I'm assuming is just a typo, an autocorrect.
Pop-ups?
I think he meant pop-ups. he's in the middle of calling a game.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Cut him some slack, but it was a funny.
A puppet. Here's the next one. Swing. Soft liner toward right, coming in. Rave makes the catch on what was almost a puppet. For the final out of the inning, 1-2-3 go the Rays. We go to the 8th. They lead it 5-2.
have been thanks to Tampa Bay Rays errors. Both of them came with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Michael Massey leads off the 8th against the new pitcher on the mound for the Rays, left-hander Garrett Clevenger, a Lawrence, Kansas native. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch from Clevenger. That's a fastball that zips in knee-high for a strike, and it's 0-1. 96-mile-an-hour heat from the 32-year-old lefty who grew up in Lawrence and then went to the University of Oregon. 3rd-round pick by the Orioles in 2015. Here's the pitch. Massey hits it on the ground softly to the right side. Ben Williamson gobbles it up and tosses to first for the out. 1 away. That brings up Isaac Collins, who flips around to bat right-handed. Now, Clevenger made his big league debut in 2020 with the Phillies. Only 1 appearance for them. Then he was with the Dodgers in parts of 2021 and 2022. He's been with the Rays ever since the latter part of the 2022 season. He's traded here at the deadline that year. First pitch to Collins. And he towers it foul, third base side, out of play into the upper deck, right below the retired numbers here at Tropicana Field. There are only 3 retired numbers currently up there in the upper deck. The 0-1. Fastball in for a strike, 0-2. There's, of course, Jackie Robinson, retired league-wide. There is Wade Boggs, who finished his career here, got his 3,000th hit with the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays. His number 12 was retired. The 0-2. Up and away, 1-2. And, of course, the late, great Don Zimmer, who was in this organization for a long time. He retired his number 66. A little over a decade ago. Here's the pitch. Collins breaks his bat, rolls it softly to short. Wall scoops it up, throws on the run, on target and in time. 2 outs. Don Zimmer was in professional baseball for 66 years, including 56 of them in the big leagues. As a player, a coach, or a manager, 6 World Series titles. An incredible baseball life. And they're going to add another retired number coming up in a few weeks. They're retiring Evan Longoria's number 3. He's officially retiring as a member of the Rays the weekend before the All-Star break. And the Rays have said that they plan on opening the upper deck for the first time this year for those weekends games. They're expecting quite a full house at Tropicana Field, and understandably so.
Yeah.
One of the best players in Rays franchise history. 2 up, 2 down for Clevenger. Lane Thomas pinch hits for John Ray. Here's the pitch. In for a strike, and it's 0-1. And Evan Longoria was a player that Matt Quatrero was around at the infancy of his pro career. Q was Evan Longoria's first professional manager way back when. Here's the pitch. Down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was with the 2006 Hudson Valley Renegades. Clevenger fires. Fastball down and away, 2 balls and a strike. Base is empty, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Royals down 5-2. Longoria only played 8 games for that team, but still counts. The 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
He still got to write his name in the lineup each night.
For his professional debut, too. Now, Q was drafted by the Rays out of Old Dominion. 3-1 on Thomas, the pitch. And there's a strike. It's now 3-2. He was an 8th-round pick by the Rays in 1996. Came up through their organization, reached as high as AAA, and then retired after the 2003 season and became a coach in the Rays organization. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Still 3-2 on Lane Thomas. Now, there have been so many managers, coaches that have come up through the Rays organization, but back in 2004, Q was actually the first former Rays minor leaguer to become a coach in their system. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Clevenger gets Thomas with a nasty slider, and the inning is over. The Royals go down in order against Lawrence native Garrett Clevenger. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Rays 5, Royals 2.
Drink straight down, she don't do chaser. I don't do broke bitches, no favors. She don't got no money or no paper. Nigga, I'm different. I like green hunters, but the blue ones feeling so fresh. They call me a goat, so I pull up in a land, big door, wearing Ricky 2 vet. You know it get cold, bitch. I'm in New York like I play for the Jets. If you know, then you know. Get money and die for respect. Look, big dog, double R, I'm sliding the race. Put money on his head, now his body in the lake. It's different. I got a different type of, it's different. She got a different type of, it's different. So I'ma spend it on her, it's different. Only time I deal with tellers, I'm running it up like I live in the bank. You normally do what you can, I do what I want, so do what I say. The new crew came with a blue, I'm out of town, I'm out of state. I just put a new Drake on, so I might just kill it.
Beginning with Taylor Walls, a switch hitter batting left-handed. 8th appearance for Beck Way this season and in his career. In 10 1/3 innings, he's struck out 11 and walked 5. First pitch. Fastball stroke foul into the backstop netting. It's 0-1. He pitched last night. Pitched the 8th inning, gave up a mammoth home run to Junior Caminero, but it was a solo shot. Only counts as 1. Actually joking with Starling Marte about that homer earlier today. Way delivers, and Walls flares it in the air, shallow left field. Tyler Tolbert goes out from short. He makes the catch backpedaling, and Walls is out 1 away. The Junior Caminero last night flied out to deep right field earlier in the game when Starling Marte was kind of needling him a little bit. They go way back. He was doing bicep curls and he was doing press-ups saying, hey, Junior, get in the weight room. Starling's known Junior Caminero since Caminero was 11 years old in the Dominican Republic. First pitch to Chandler Simpson, outside ball 1. So I went up to Starling today. I said, hey, just confirming, like, were you just kind of messing with Junior Caminero? And he laughed and he was like, yeah, the pitch. And there's a pitch low, 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, I was west with him. He made an adjustment the next time, though. So it goes. Those are the jokes you can make when you win by 7.
Yeah, exactly.
The 2-0 pitch. That's low. 3 balls, no strikes on Chandler Simpson. Royals down 5-2, bottom of the 8th. Caminero doesn't have a hit tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and a run scored. The pitch over the outer edge of strike, and it's 3-1 on Chandler Simpson. Well, the Rays got 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. There's an infield hit, a Yandy Diaz single, a sac bunt. The pitch. There's a strike, 3-2 now on Simpson. And then a pivotal play in the game, a grounder to first. Jack Caglione fielded, stepped on first, threw home, which created a tag play at home, but his throw was errant and 2 runs scored. Beckway delivers, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. Chandler Simpson draws a 1-out walk. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Royals Baseball Network. joining us inside the IBEW Local 124 broadcast booth tonight. Beckway delivers to Nick Fortes. First pitch slider swung out and missed, and it's 0-1. The Royals trail the Rays 5-2. Runner on first, one out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Simpson runs. Fastball in for a strike. Throw down to second on a short hop. Massey's tag not in time. Chandler Simpson has his second stolen base of the game. It's his third stolen base of this series in 3 attempts. So he's in scoring position with one out. The count's now 0-2 on Nick Fortes. The Rays scored 3 runs total in the bottom of the 3rd, and they added 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch. Fortes pops it up. Straightaway center field. Cameron Meisner runs in a couple of steps. He makes the catch. Simpson stays put at second base. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 8th. Back to the top of the lineup in Yandy Diaz. In the 4th inning, the Rays got a leadoff double, then a sac bunt, then a hit batter, then a Yandy Diaz RBI single, then a Johnny DeLuca RBI double. It was a grind for Noah Cameron tonight. He was charged with 5 runs on 8 hits in his 5 innings and threw 108 pitches for a second consecutive start. Runner on second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Royals down 5-2. Beckway faces Yandy Diaz, and the pitch up and in. Diaz leans out of the way. Ball 1. Well, the Royals' 2 runs came in the top of the 5th inning. A 1-out walk, and then back-to-back 2-out errors from the Rays defense. The pitch over the outer edge of strike, and it's 1-1. Taylor Walls made an error at shortstop on a grounder up the middle. Chandler Simpson made an error in left. He couldn't catch a Salvador Perez liner, and that led to both Royals runs. The pitch. Diaz chops it softly toward third. Lofton charges. Bare hand try. It's off his fingertips. Stays on the infield turf. Simpson took a big turn around third. Tolbert picked up the ball and lunged towards Simpson, who dove back to the bag safely. Infield hit for Diaz. That's his 4th hit of the game. He is a machine. Tolbert nearly got Simpson with some heads-up defense. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for Johnny DeLuca now. So 5 runs on 9 hits for the Rays, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Royals. The Royals have had their chances tonight. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They've left 8 on base, and that is very much the difference in tonight's ballgame. Royals' opportunities piled up, especially early. The Royals had a bases-loaded opportunity in the 2nd inning. Each of the first 2 innings had first and second, nobody out, but failed to score. That kind of tells the story of tonight's game to this point. Quick mound visit for Beckway. Now Brian Sweeney's back in the third base dugout. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for Johnny DeLuca. The pitch. Line foul into the backstop netting, and it's 0-1. Royals manager Matt Quatrero knows all too well how tough it is to beat the Rays at Tropicana Field. He was on the other side in the other dugout for a long time. Here's the pitch. DeLuca chops it toward third. Lofton backhands. Things a short way to second. That forces out Diaz, and it ends the inning. A scoreless 8th for Beckway. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. We go to the 9th. Last chance for the Royals. It's Meisner, Tolbert, and Jensen due up with the Royals down 5-2. Here we go. Last chance for the Royals in the top of the 9th inning, trailing the Rays 5-2. Right-hander Brian Baker now enters the game to get the final 3 outs for the Rays. Baker has been outstanding this year. He has 19 saves in 22 tries. In 30 1/3 innings, he has struck out 33, walked 11. Opponents are hitting just 151 against him. No matter how you slice it, he has been one of the best relievers in baseball. He could be headed to an all-star appearance this year. First pitch to Cameron Meisner. And there's a changeup that's low, and that's ball 1. Well, Baker's only given up 3 hits in his last 10 appearances. The pitch, swung out and missed, and it's 0-2. Barnin, 1 ball, 1 strike on Meisner. The pitch, in for a strike, or maybe not.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
We'll see. Can I keep my perfect record? It was a strike.
Call's overturned. You have to have 1 remaining.
Tapping the headset. It's 1-2 on Meisner. Successful challenge for the Rays catcher, Nick Fortes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Nasty changeup from Brian Baker. Third strikeout for Cameron Meisner tonight. Tough game for him. 1 out in the 9th. And now Josh Rojas pinch hits for Tyler Tolbert. Rojas had a pinch hit RBI double yesterday, though that came off a position player. Not that it says that in the box score. Left-hand hitter against the righty Brian Baker. First pitch. That's a fastball over the low outside corner, called strike 1. 95-mile-an-hour heater from Baker. Hitting for his 20th save this season. The pitch. Rojas hits it high in the air, deep down the right field line, hooking toward the pole. A fair ball and a home run for Josh Rojas. His first home run as a Royal. A solo shot in the top of the 9th to make it a 2-run game. It's 5-3 in the top of the 9th inning. That homer went to the back of the bright blue seats, straight down the right field line. And Rojas homers our Quick Trip hit of the game. Quick Trip, download the QT app for exclusive deals and offers. That is only the 2nd home run Brian Baker's allowed all year. First pitch to Carter Jensen, and he takes inside ball 1. That's the first run that Brian Baker has allowed in over a calendar month. He had not allowed a run since May 16th against the Marlins. The pitch inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Carter Jensen. Well, that's how good Baker has been this year. His 19 saves are tied for 3rd most in baseball. The pitch. Fastball over the inner edge of strike, and it's 2-1. Cam Smith of the Guardians leads the majors with 24. Mason Miller of the Padres has 21. Ryan Baker and then Riley O'Brien of the Cardinals each have 19. Baker delivers a changeup in for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. Jensen's 1 for 3 with a walk. He scored one of the Royals' 2 runs in the 5th inning. Now 5-3 after the Josh Rojas homer. Here's the pitch. Outside. And the count's full 3-2. That fastball was at 98 from Brian Baker. A 31-year-old from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. The pitch. Jensen clips it into Fortes' mid, strike 3, 2 gone. Royals are down to their final out. Nick Lofton steps to the plate. After a 4-for-5 game yesterday, he's 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch tonight. Baker was an 11th round pick by the Rockies back in 2016. Broke in with the Blue Jays in 2021. He was with the Orioles the last few years. He delivers, and Lofton rips it foul, third base side off the facing of the upper deck. It's 0-1. And Baker got traded over to the Rays just before the deadline last year for a compensatory pick. So finished the season with the Rays. This is his first full year with the Rays. And again, he's been really, really good. The pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Lofton. Base is empty, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Royals down 5-3. The pitch. Rolled foul, third base side. And now it's 1-2. The Royals are down to their final strike. You know, it's funny in some ways that Rojas homered when he did. I was joking with him today that maybe he should just pinch hit in the later innings. Those should be his only at-bats because he's come through every time. Maybe he should also fly in from another state that day.
Yeah, no kidding.
One ball, 2 strikes on Nick Lofton. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, and it's 2-2.
Now the Royals need a base runner for the guy on deck.
The guy on deck is Jack Caglione, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Pardon, 0 for 4. The 2-2 pitch. Lofton laces it down the left field line toward the corner. Chandler Simpson darts over. He makes the grab, and the ball game is over. The Royals get a run in the top of the 9th inning, but fall short of a comeback. They lose to the Rays at Tropicana Field tonight, a final score of 5-3. For the Royals in the top of the 9th, 1 run, 1 hit. The Josh Rojas homer, no errors, and nobody left on base. After winning the first 2 games of the series, the Royals drop their first game in this set at Tropicana Field and wrap up the series tomorrow afternoon in St. Petersburg. Final score tonight from Tropicana Field. It's the Tampa Bay Rays 5 and the Kansas City Royals 3. We're back right after this.